Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is the message of the day. I think it just really goes back to this super simple and quite elegant concept of it just being a theater play, Matrix, okay? And you make the rules of that reality. Now, as I always say, and the reason I stress is because this will just help you elevate your power, and that is always proceed benevolently, even if the other person is not. Try your best, okay? This counts, as points if you want to say, or whatever, okay? All you give a shit about really is to make good with the unseen. Okay, this is your superpower, and when you understand this, you really are watching, the kind of things that you are creating. Okay, if it means to defend yourself, you're very much entitled to that. If it means to send back bad energy that somebody else is clearly sending to you, you're entitled to that. But going out of your way for whatever fucking reason, it doesn't fucking matter. There is no reason to harm somebody just for no reason at all, or for a reason such as, I don't know, they have something that you don't, is a big fucking no-no, even in thought, But other than that, it's like anything goes. But I'm telling you, anything. You will start telling some kind of a story, like speaking it into existence. You can start tonight. Just start telling some kind of a fabulous story. Doesn't have to be believable. At first, nobody's asking of you to believe things right away. I don't think that's even exciting, to tell you the truth. I don't know. From me, see, that's the other thing. Enjoy the fucking process. You have to. You have to get on board with such things like there's a bigger picture. There is such a thing as perfect timing for certain things, for shit, sure. And there is such a thing where there is a perfect way, and your fucking way may not be the way. I know it from experience, because I've also been at times super fucking stubborn. So it could be one of the things that may be holding you back. But other than that, the idea of this being the matrix and you being able to completely flip the script, right, on any situation, starting the ripple effect on any such given day, and receiving same day, same hour confirmation, or confirmations plural, is basically all you need in life. It's just in every world you will be correct. That's it. So which world you want to be correct in? This is why I tell my clients in coaching, like, listen, we can discuss the Mama Drama Panorama at length, and I urge anybody who's been procrastinating about this, it's very powerful to do that. I'm not gonna lie. If you find the person who you resonate with and who you trust, obviously, and feel comfortable with, like, it's a pretty fucking powerful, very elegant process, because if something really does bother you, it's like it becomes the tonality of, like, it's so subdued, it's just the tonality, it's the background at this point. It colors everything you do, all of your decisions. It colors the matrix. Like, the way that I see it is when, a director makes a movie, they go into the editing room, and I mean, actually way before that, for the inspiration board, you choose your color scheme. You choose your colors, how you want for it to show up on screen, and you kind of, it's factored in. And imagine, you have something going on underneath it all, some kind of a, yeah, like a computer program, that the world appears as if it is against you in darker tones, and I mean, you look around at other people, and you go, wow, they seem happy. What's their secret, kind of situation? I know it because I've been there. Oh my God, in my 20s in particular. And early 20s to late 20s, it was like the most miserable time of my life. Seriously, though, if I'm being completely honest, it's like, you could say it's my best years, in the sense, like, when you're young and all of that, but they really weren't. Right now is the best time of my life, which, parenthesis here, more people should really view it as such. Wherever you are in your life is the perfect motherfucking time. Okay, it's the best time to realize, just simplify certain things for yourself. Just, I think, even the fact that you may be older, which my audience is, like mid-30s for the majority. I'm speaking mid-30s and above, like really 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I feel like at this kind of audience is like, you don't have the time for bullshitting people. You know what I mean? They want it straight, and they want it direct and honest. As far as I'm concerned, that's my impression. So, but imagine you unplug that. Imagine the tones, the colors, they show up brighter because you change some kind of fundamental idea about the way the world shows up for you. Do you have any idea the implications that this will have on your direct experience? You might not. I know a lot of people might be talking about it, but when you really dive deep into what's holding you where you are, it's always emotions. It's always emotion. It's always some kind of a hang up, something still bothers, some kind of fixation, essentially, not working itself out, And listen, in my practice, I always suggest to people, make the time. If you want to say it like to talk to God, to talk to the universe, do that, to really reassess. Like, all you really need to do is to remember this is the matrix, and to keep your energy clean, right? No matter what happens. I know it's challenging. Listen, I know it's challenging. Okay, but reality is, your real fine-tuned, aligned energy is mega powerful. There's just no way you will not succeed. But I understand how certain things get in the fucking way, man. I know. Parents, circumstances, whatever, drama, mama, panorama. It's, it's how much of a motherfucking golden Buddha can you become in the midst of it. I think, to me, this is the art form, how can you, in the middle of the situation that you're in right now, being responsible and all, but still, well, even more responsible to me, is finding this crack of window, this bright light that you're connected to, that aligns you to what you really should be seeing on the screen of your matrix. Because if you're connected to it through your heart chakra, you connected it through visions, etc. If you're still not, like, in other words, you want it and you're in love with the idea, if you're not seeing progress is not because you're a bad person or whatever, or you're not wanting it hard enough. It's not that at all. It's just how often can you stay in the light, for the lack of better way of saying it. How often throughout your day can you remain cool, calm, and collected when your normal reaction would be to freak out? Just as an example, how how much time in the light are you spending when you're working, or when you're thinking about you're a specific person or whatever it is, right? What is what quality of energy goes to your creations daily? And when you are receiving feedback throughout your day, are you taking any deductions? Are you taking measurements like in a lab? Well, if this is what's coming back, then unmistakably, this is something I sent out. It must be, right? Okay, you could say, good to know. Now I'm going to be more aware. Okay, because sometimes it's true, you do something in a certain way for long enough time, you just become unaware anymore. You kind of feel you fell into the same routine. It's something happens on a molecular level to your body when you start really releasing all of that junk. It's dormant in your body and it will come. Like sometimes I see people go through in my coaching, like they cry a lot when they really allow themselves to go there. And on a molecular level, it just does something crazy to you, something really magical. And I know this because I've done this myself. Like 15 years ago when I took my own deep dive, it purified a lot a lot in me. And then something happens once you are done with that sometimes it takes a week, not longer than 10 days though. I've not seen that. In other words, you don't slip into the prolonged period of sadness. No, it's just literally your body washing out on a chemical level those things stuck in your body as you're feeling through them. It's a really powerful exercise, actually. So it stops showing up. It stops showing up in your reality. It stops showing up in your thoughts. Those fears don't come back anymore. There's some kind of like, how people say cutting cord ritual. Some kind of cord is broken. And I'm not making fun. I mean, whatever works, whatever visualization, it's just so in your face everywhere. Like that's the only way to imagine things. I find it funny. Anyway, like everybody latching on to the same idea, which is like, okay, there are no more other ideas kind of deal. Your mind doesn't go there anymore. So if you have these kinds of things that I know from my clients, it's a repetitive thought, it's a repetitive anxiety, it's a repetitive trigger, it's a repetitive whatever, like, my darling, it's staring you in the face, The matrix is communicating to you something. Like, honest to God, this is how I see the world, that it is a literal stage. It's made of me. I mean, my direct world. And obviously, listen, I don't shy away from admitting, yeah, I do create certain undesirable things. But it's so funny, actually. I wanted to mention this very quickly. It's just like what Bashar says in his teachings. If you deduct just, on a very deep level, I'm talking, like, so on the surface, it may look like shit. Like even what you're going through right now, it just means to me, I'm already so used to it, that you're birthing something new. And sometimes, when you're, like in my case, when I set out to elevate because of a certain challenge in my life, I go crazy, meaning like I go all out. I don't stop my imagination. I always allow for the divine to feed their opinion of what I should do, which is how I got involved with magic and miracles in the first fucking place. This is none of my idea. I'm so fucking serious though. I'm not even joking. And the inspirations, they come, but what happens is that when you are upgrading and when you are elevating in frequency, be ready for some turbulence. There's some people that are not going to resonate with you anymore. Certain foods you will not be able to eat anymore for whatever reason. It doesn't make sense, but like your diet changes, this and that. You're morphing into that other person. Like all the decorations around you are changing. You know what I mean? And sometimes people react to that. It's normal. You're just growing, and this very experience you're in right now, trying to change your life, the fastest way to move through stages, because I do understand it's a stage, meaning not like the theater stage, but a stage of state. Maybe you feel discouraged right now that your manifestation will never come. Of course it will. I think you go through certain upgrades in emotion again. Like some people, when they feel down, it's not because you're depressed. It's literally you are about to elevate, and you may feel totally blank, let's just say, but it only means that universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is wiping your slate clean so you can paint brand new. Like this also, you being in fact a human being, in this incarnation and on this level of consciousness, just accepting guidance, from above, and understanding like you really don't know anything. Your best shot is, again, to make friends with the invisible, because they've got all the fucking answers. And to pretend otherwise is just complete lunacy. It doesn't exist. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is you might as well give in. If you're struggling to accept where you are, just know it's just one step. You can enjoy even the shitty step. Yes, you can. If it's a step in the right direction, if you're doing everything that you can, if you're doing your meditation and it really does help you, if you're doing your, let's just say, imagination scenes and it really does help you, you've done enough. And if you really feel that way, if you don't criticize yourself and if you don't second guess that, at least try not to, that there is a reality that you can connect to, for 5 minutes every day, that will inevitably come over here. All you're doing is literally, your human body is being upgraded to be able to join that frequency. If you were to go there right now, even your consciousness couldn't handle it. So you're doing it in steps. It's slow motion kind of deal. So can you be graceful in the slow motion? Can you know that, and the next thing will happen and the next thing? Because when you're connecting to that timeline, to that other reality in which the goal is accomplished, that's the upgrade. The minute it feels, and this is, you should know that you're in the middle of it, basically. You're en route. There are no delays. Just enjoy the process. Enjoy even the shitty scenery. Appreciate everything in life. You know what I mean? Life is beautiful. It's just all going to make sense in the end. In the minute that you're not bothered somehow by what it is that you're going through, you just say, okay, whatever. If this is what I have to do, this is what I have to do. I accept this moment in time. Everything will start to move for you. Somehow everything will start to appear. You're not resisting your own creation. You're showing, you're going through this, attraction park one set at a time. Enjoy it. Be grateful. The set decorators, they worked really hard on this shit, like the story that you wrote yourself before coming in, like it's all an unfolding of a beautiful story, I promise you. And I feel like if you see things this way, that it is just a matrix set up for your enjoyment, your learning. Listen, even the things that, like, in the moment they seem so unbearable and so whatever, I don't know about you, but in my experience, it always turns to gold. If you look at it, it's just like, it's like, again, Bashar says, if you deduct from it that this is to your benefit, it's going to be in your best interest, to your benefit. Everything will line up. But if in the process, like right now, you might be not seeing the whole big picture and you're super duper frustrated that you're in the dark about when it's going to come and how it's going to come, ease into it, relax into it. Do some things that definitely connect you to, again, that white light, no matter what. And that will be a myriad of things that's reminding you of ultimately the state of fulfillment that you're trying to achieve. But you can achieve the state of fulfillment like, I'm not worried about anything. I can just live this moment feeling like I'm within my story, I'm living within my story, and somehow I designed it this way with the help of the universe. I co-created this, and I know, it's not like I think, I know this is to my benefit. I know this is probably the best story written yet in my life. How you like me now? See, it just completely changed your mind about your situation. Ain't that some shit? And that's the thing. Can you look at life like this? Can you tell the story from a totally different perspective, so it moors right before your very eyes? I mean, you could tell the shittiest, you can take the shittiest story and completely beautify it into, not without lying. I want to stress, without lying and without even trying to make yourself feel better, right? You're not lying to yourself. You're just simply accessing the portal to the universal mind where everything makes sense. Everything is perfect. Therefore, right now, this moment in time is perfect as well. And if that is so, I'm no longer bothered. I get to tell the story the way that I want to tell the story and let the story unfold the way that I prefer for it to unfold. Period, the end. And right now is the optimal moment to start doing that. And there you go. I just gave you the recipe. Thank you very much for listening. All the information from me again is below. Until next time, ciao, ciao.